Hello and welcome to our video series PJ Talks. I'm here today with Ross Monaghan, who is the Sales Director of Pandora UK. Hi Ross, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey Stacey, how you doing? Lovely to be here.
Thank you, it's good to be with you. So I just wondered first of all if you could tell me a bit about how has business been for Pandora during this lockdown period and what have you been up to?
Yeah, well, like every other person in retail, it's been a really unusual time for us here at Pandora. And I think, from a sales point of view, it's been really challenging having zero revenue from, all of our store estate. It hurts. But, I suppose we're in the same boat with everybody else. We've been really focused on our e-com site, though, naturally, again, like many other retailers, and how we maximize traffic onto the site and how we drive the conversion onto the site. And we've seen some absolutely brilliant performances. And I have to say, the e-com team have been working super hard and, new ways of working for everybody. And they've done a sterling job. So we've seen some really encouraging results from that. And I think, from a people point of view, that's probably been our biggest, I'm going to say challenge, but on uncharted territory, because, we've taken a very people-first approach here at Pandora about trying to give reassurance and security for our teams through what is a really unprecedented time, like I mentioned. And I think, that's driven some great engagement and commitment from our teams. And then, as I referenced, operationally, we're all sat at home. We've never had so many Zoom calls, Skype calls. But it's amazing how adaptable we are, and we've done a really great job of that, and hope to continue some of that work.
Amazing. That kind of brings me on to my next question. Do you think you've learned any lessons during this strange time that you will carry forward and will help transform the business going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, lots of, I suppose, the lessons we knew and, we were working on. So, we're a pretty agile business, but it really has taught us, how important the agility and fluidity in our approach has been. So, that will only continue as we kind of go to the next step, which is what has happened to customer behavior. Online sales, as we know from most retailers, have seen some really significant increases. So, as we now open our stores, which we're obviously really excited about, it's just trying to understand what that then looks like going forward. We're trying to learn a lot from other countries around the world. But I think, really, I suppose, listening to our customers and using the data that we have to understand their behaviour will just continue to be so important.
And are you preparing for a June 15th return to the high street?
Absolutely. And stop us. We've got 10 of our Irish stores opening on the 8th of June. So, we in Pandora here in the British Isles, we're dealing with 7 different governments that to navigate their different ways and woes and regulations, but the Irish government came out a bit earlier with some clarity, which was great. So we've got 10 stores opening on the 8th of June, and then we've got nearly 90 stores then that we'll reopen on the 15th, and we are super excited. I say excited, but of course, while appreciating, we're going to be going through, as I say, this next phase, which is new to everybody. There is no template. We've got some great learnings from other countries around the world.
Amazing. And wow, 90 stores, that's quite a handful. How have you begun to prepare staff in the stores to open, kind of meeting the new government guidelines and social distancing and things like that?
Well, the first thing I would say is our teams have been absolutely amazing and incredible through this whole process. So they are very engaged with coming back into stores. As I say, as a brand, we've had a very people-first approach. We've supported our employees through every single stage of this of the pandemic. So we've been working really hard behind the scenes with the people who are on furlough around ensuring that we absolutely have a people-first approach and a safety-first approach. And I've seen my job and all of the people senior team to really, I suppose, give clarity and confidence. They're the 2 words that we keep using. Clarity and confidence to our store teams, and then also to our customers, and that it is safe to come back and shop with us at Pandora. Then we've got lots of lessons from other countries. You know, we're going to have the Irish stores opening on the 8th. So again, we'll be continuing to learn. We've been conducting really, really comprehensive training with our store teams. So that's felt very important. I've been doing many a Zoom call with our store managers to kind of get a real temperature check for how everyone's feeling. And yesterday I did a few calls with about 500 people from our store team and our, you know, our citizens in our brand, understand how they're feeling. And the overarching message is very confident, and that's really great. That's a really, really great place to be. But you can do all the planning in the world, but ultimately it's really important that, you know, the guys now execute the plan in stores when we get back in. So that's kind of the next stage that we're at. We've also been working really closely with our franchise partners because you know, they're a really important part of our business. So, you know, we've had some franchise partner workshops and going through exactly the same training that we've done with our own store teams to make sure, you know, again, that for their teams and for our customers, you know, it's Pandora above the door, that we're really confident that we're, you know, operating in a new, safe way, which is, as I said, very, very exciting for us. And they are feeling really confident, and we've had some really super feedback from our partners. So that feels like it's done really well. And of course, we're having to organise, you know, a host of safety measures. So just in terms of the procurement of PPE, which lots of other retailers are also doing as well. So, you know, we've been working really hard on that as well. And then I say, it really is for me, you know, the strap line for our opening programme is absolutely about clarity and confidence on safety and people. So, you know, we feel like we are really, really good to go.
Yeah, oh, amazing. That's great, because it's a big task, but I think if you feel confident as a business and your staff feel confident, then that's only going to help the consumers feel confident, who no doubt are looking forward to shopping again.
Sure, for sure.
And like you said, you can learn from other countries that have had to close and reopen Pandora stores. Are there any kind of key messages that those countries that have been there and done that are sharing with you?
Yeah. You know, we have a weekly global call with all of our relevant peers to really understand what is happening. You know, and very much, as I say, starting off from a people and customer point of view, and then obviously then from a commercial point of view. And it is quite different. What I'd say is, you know, China's in a different place to Australia than America than Germany. So, you know, we're trying to get the most applicable measures. And I think, you know, I'm very confident in what we're proposing as an opening plan from all the information that I'm hearing. But as I say, it's different for different countries in terms of different cultures, etc., etc. But yeah, we're hearing some really great stuff and some, you know, pretty, I'm not going to say quick bounce backs, but, you know, some of the markets are recovering quicker than others, which is really encouraging, actually. Yeah. But, you know, they were still chartering the unknown here in the UK. And that's why I'm super interested in how our Irish stores respond next Monday. So yeah, only a few days away. So I'll let you know the other side.
Yeah, please do. And obviously, kind of, if you can put it aside, pandemic aside, what is Pandora's kind of focus for the second half of the year?
Yeah. It's you know, that's not an easy question to say, pandemic aside. You know, ultimately, you know, we are a commercial entity. We need to drive revenue. Q4, the final quarter of the year, is naturally the golden quarter, so we need to get very, very prepared for that. And, you know, as much as we are spinning the plate here of getting reopening, we are very much spinning the plate of what does Q4 look like for us, and then also, of course, ahead. You know, this is absolutely the time for us to be leading our teams in the best possible way. So it's really important that we are working with other leaders in our business that manage, you know, our office teams and our store teams, to keep everyone focused on the safety aspect, but also about driving the revenue performance. So, you know, there are things that are just incredibly important as we kind of traverse whatever the new norm will be in Q4 and beyond.
Yeah, amazing. Like I said, it's not easy to put pandemic aside, and it obviously will influence the second half, but it's just nice to hear what else is on people's minds. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for just taking the time to speak to me today, and I wish you luck with your Irish stores, and then obviously your 90 stores in England later on next week or the week after. But thank you so much for joining me.
My absolute pleasure, Stacey. Thanks so much.